So from there, things just kind of spiraled downwards. Um, it came time to cut his hair, and it was the most horrific experience that my husband and I had had up to that point in our lives. It was like a wailing out of pain, even though, I mean, the scissors didn't even touch him yet. It was just the act of it happening. And we never were able to get his hair cut. I would actually lay him down, or I would try and cut it when he was asleep and like put a towel underneath his head and like snip around his head. And then we got to a point where he could be awake watching TV or something like that. And I just lay a towel down and was able to just trim with scissors. But now that he's 5, he is able to sit through a haircut. It's not pretty, but he's not wailing out in pain, like maybe brief skits here, like here and there. But it was very hard. So I got a lot of input from friends and family and neighbors and people on the street and people in the grocery stores about just everything. People would try and teach my child how to talk and say, milk in the grocery store because they realize he should know that word. So they're like, "How do you say milk?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've tried that. Like we're doing that every day." Um, and then people just saying, "You need to sit him down. You need to just cut his hair. It's something that needs to be done. So they just need to learn how to do it. You're just spoiling him." Like all these different things. It was very, very complicated because your motherly instinct is telling you that something is not right, but everybody else is telling you you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. So it was a big battle. And when you have high functioning anxiety, like myself, it was extremely, extremely stressful. Um, so I always kind of wondered, having 2 kids under 2 and having, 2 kids under 3, I'm like, what oh, I mean, I know this is hard, but why do I feel like I'm just crumbling? And I guess once we got the diagnosis, like I really realized that I didn't blow all of this out of proportion. Sleepless nights of, waking up at, 12 and 2 and 4 to the kids just ransacking the house, water's on in the bathroom, and diapers are scattered throughout, loaves of bread everywhere. I mean, it was complete chaos in our house for like the first 3 years. It was just very little sleep. Um, it wasn't until the diagnosis where we found out about melatonin that we actually were able to sleep until like 5 in the morning, which is like normal wake up for my kids at the time. It's now like 6, but like 5 in the morning, and we were just like, "Oh, this is what sleep is," like it was absolutely amazing. Um, but we did struggle for a long time and really didn't understand that it was autism. So it felt good to know that there was a cause to all of this. Um, then once he went into preschool, um, it was difficult. He didn't want to go in, and then once he went in, when I went to go pick him up, he didn't want to come out. So holding a infant on my hip with blankets and everything because it's freezing outside, and then having my 3-year-old fall on the ground because he doesn't want to leave school all of a sudden. It was just like terrible. Transitioning was terrible. We couldn't watch TV, just so many different things. But it all changed once we got the diagnosis, and I just divulged in that giant packet that they give you at the psychologist's office. And I read every single autism book. I mean, insomnia hidden, like there was no sleep. I did not need sleep. I needed to know what was going on so that I could try and help him. Um, I constantly had this fear in my head from the internet and my mom and different people that like my child has autism and they aren't really going to amount to much. Like they aren't going to be able to live on their own. They aren't going to be able to graduate. They're probably going to drown in a lake. Like, I mean, sorry, my mind goes there. But it was very, very difficult for me to stay in the zone of like, okay, things can be positive. You know, look what this person did, look what that person did. My son is amazing. I mean, now I'm there, but before I wasn't. Um, so that really helped. I read every book on there. I think there was like either 30, 34, or 32. Every book that I could find in my library that was on that list, I read front to back. And I learned so much, and our house completely changed. Um, so I think I'm gonna do another video on that and the things that helped us and that didn't in our home, and how we got him to be so much easier to deal with and to be independent and just everything. So check out my next video. Let me know what you think about this one. Let me know what your experience was like. When did you start seeing signs? What did people say to you? How did people respond to your discipline style? Like for me, I didn't discipline. It was very hard for me to discipline because I saw the stress in there. Like they couldn't even control it. When other people were like, just spank them. They need a good spanking. My dad said. Mm-mm-mm. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you later. Bye.